What in tarnation?
Howdy folks, this is Applegeek, and welcome to my reaction for an episode we have all been waiting for nearly 5 months. This is My Little Pony, Season 6, Episode 16. The Times They Are a Changeling. Ever since the Season 6 premiere, with that little Changeling cameo at the very end of the episode, we've been wondering and speculating about what might be going to happen with the Changelings this season, and we are finally getting a Changeling episode. But I do not recall what the synopsis was on this. If I've read it, I've forgotten it. I know it involves Spike to some degree. That's basically really all I know at this point. So I'm going into this one pretty blind, unlike last week. So anyway, yeah. Oh, and just one other thing I want to throw out there. Last week's episode, a lot of people were disappointed, myself included, at the lack of any presence whatsoever of Starlight Glimmer. So I'm really hoping that she might get involved in this episode. But again, no idea, but we will just have to see. So anyway, without further ado, The Times They Are a Changeling, starting now. Oh, we're going back to the Crystal Empire.
Princess Cadence don't think it's too soon for me to come back to the Crystal Empire for a visit. But I just know Flurry Heart's grown so much already. I wonder if I'll even recognize her.
She's the only baby they have, Twilight. I think it'll be pretty easy to figure out who she is.
Yeah, I would think so.
Sorry, I know you want to visit your niece as much as possible, and I'm excited to see Sunburst again. I just don't want to fall behind on my friendship lessons back home.
Didn't even think about that.
Starlight, your work in Ponyville isn't going anywhere. Besides, I think we all know you can learn about friendship anywhere, right, Spike?
What the?
Who's Spike?
What?
You're Spike.
Is he trying to? Is he trying to avoid being recognized?
How'd you even know it was me?
Because you're you. In a coat.
Thank you.
Also,
we're
the only ones here.
Well, there's that too. It was like, thank you for not having Superman syndrome.
The last time we came to the Crystal Empire, there was a lot going on with the new baby and the crystalling, but I still got mobbed in the street.
Yep.
I wouldn't say mobbed.
And this is just a family visit. I wouldn't want the presence of Spike the Brave and Glorious to turn it into some kind of circus.
We get it. The Crystal Ponies adore you.
He did save the Empire. Twice. But still, I don't think your presence will turn our visit into a circus.
No comment.
Not if I find the right disguise, it won't.
Oh no, now what? Oh yeah. That really helps not draw attention to yourself. Yes. Okay, so again, you know, in this premiere we saw Spike being a bit more on the humble side, a little bit. I mean, yeah, he was enjoying the attention, but he knew enough to put it aside when he needed to help Starlight. So now he's actually trying to avoid being recognized so that he doesn't interfere with things. So you got to give him credit for that. Okay, so he's still got the disguise on.
Disguise or not, Spike, I don't think you need to worry about being mobbed.
Is there nobody there?
Here.
Uh-oh.
It's like a ghost town.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, this.
So has there already been a Changeling invasion?
I guess I don't need the disguise after all.
Why would they?
Yeah, what's going on?
Why was every pony hiding?
Well, that was fast. That happened quickly.
But how can we be sure?
We can't. Either one of them could be the... You know?
Uh-oh. They could be changelings.
What if this isn't the real Spike? Everybody run! Okay, something strange is definitely going on.
What was your first clue?
Think?
Who goes there?
You don't recognize the Princess of Friendship?
Of course we recognize her, but that doesn't mean it's really her.
It's
How do we know you're
guys.
you?
They're with me. And any friend of Spike the Brave and Glorious is a friend of the Crystal Empire. Am I right?
Really?
It does look like him.
Well, it would, wouldn't it? I'm sorry, but we'll need to see some proof of identification.
We'll take care of things from here.
Sunburst and Flurry Hearts!
Goodness, what's going on?
Are any of them changelings, though?
Twily, if it really is you.
I'm thinking there's just gonna be the one.
Sunshine,
Ladybugs awake. Clap your hooves and do a little shake.
I love that part.
Okay, every pony. It's her.
Of
Aww.
course it's her. What's all this about?
A changeling's been spotted nearby.
A changeling?
That's not good.
No, it's not. After Queen Chrysalis took my place at our wedding and invaded Canterlot with her army of minions, we're not taking any chances.
That's
Changelings
wise.
feed off of love, and ever since Flurry Heart's crystalling, the Empire is filled with more love than anywhere in Equestria. It's possible they've come for the baby.
That's why we posted the extra guards, and why we're...
Checking every pony's identity.
I'm sorry for all of this. Flurry
You can get
Heart's
that,
really been looking forward to seeing you.
That stuff from Zecora to check for that.
Oh, she's gotten so big. Starlight and I will do whatever we can to help.
No, she hasn't.
To be honest,
She looks like the
having you
exact same
here
size.
is already a big relief.
The Royal Guards were wondering if Spike the Brave and Glorious would like to join in the search for the Changeling.
Really? I don't know if that's such a good idea, Spike. It sounds dangerous.
Come on,
Yeah.
Twilight. This is Spike, the
No
Brave
comment.
and Glorious you're talking to. Have you ever known me to run from danger?
He'll be safe with our guards.
No comment.
Or will your guards be safe with me?
Spike the Brave and Glorious. You've faced evil changelings before. What can you tell us?
I'm just gonna enjoy this.
Well, they are changelings, so they can change.
You hear that? These monsters can look like any of us, so be on guard, guards. Even more than normal.
You already knew that.
And they could be anywhere. So we should
Thank
cover
you,
as much
Captain
ground
Obvious.
as possible. You, search that way. And you, search that way.
Wow. Spike has his own army.
I'll
Did this.
search here.
Okay. Alright.
Not many places to hide. Unless that rock is a changeling. Okay, rock.
It could be like the Huns
How do I
in
know
Milan
you
just
really
pop
know?
out of the snow.
Not talking, huh? Well, you can't fool me.
Okay. So that happened. Ouch.
Yeah. Okay.
And
Maybe
he's
it
about to
started
find the
Spike
changeling, I'm
Brave
pretty
and
sure.
Glorious went back to protect those guards. Ah! Just my reflection.
Nope, 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 nope.
Just my imagination, I guess.
Oops. Hi, Kevin.
No, wait! Come back!
They speak! They speak! Oh!
This is unexpected.
To say the least.
The ice is pretty slippery. I wouldn't want you to get hurt because of me.
I don't know who this voice actor is.
Saved me?
It's okay. I know you don't want to be friends.
Oh.
I don't understand. Changelings are supposed to be evil, right?
Evil?
Not
Well,
necessarily.
not me. All I've ever wanted is a friend. From the moment I first split my egg in the nursery hive.
Wow, they're mean. Like changeling larval for. Ooh.
Was part of the attack on Canterlot during the royal wedding, but I'd never seen true friendship like that. And I couldn't just steal it and feed on its love. I wanted to share it. After that, I knew I couldn't live with my kind anymore. I set off looking for love to share, but
what?
I'm starving, and there's so much love in the Crystal Empire right now. It's what drew me here, but it's driving me crazy.
That would be from the royal crystalline. It's pretty much a giant outpouring of light and love for a new baby.
Oh, sorry.
Whoa.
I'm just so hungry. If I had a friend, maybe the love we shared could sustain me, but I don't think the Crystal Ponies want to be friends.
What if I told
Come on, Spike, you got this.
There was some pony they respect and admire so much, you could convince them to give it a try.
If only that were true.
It is!
Okay, I see where this is going.
It's me, Spike! Spike, the brave and glorious?
He doesn't have a clue.
No, but I was raised by an evil queen. I'm Thorax. I can't believe you want to.
We have a name. Thorax.
What?
So long, Kevin.
Ever just been nice to you?
Okay, you gotta.
Sorry. Kindness like that kind of brings it out. Do you still want to be my friend?
Of course. And I am 100% sure I can get the whole Crystal Empire to be your friend too. But maybe I should just
Let's work on that, shall we?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Did you see the Changeling? Did you defeat the evil creature?
Defeating a changeling would be brave. But do you know what would be glorious?
Defeating 2 changelings? Defeating all the changelings?
Not having to fight the changeling at
Guards
all.
are awesome.
I made friends with him.
Oh, wow. For a second, I thought you were serious.
Could you imagine friends with a changeling?
This is gonna be great. Spike's gonna actually use his influence for something awesome here.
Right. Not only are you Spike the Brave and Glorious, you're also Spike the Hilarious.
I'm not joking. The changeling is nice.
I'm sorry,
That look on
but
his
I
face.
don't think it's funny. The changeling queen Chrysalis kidnapped Cadence and cast a spell on me. There's no such thing as a nice changeling.
You're right, Shining Armor. Sorry. That was a bad joke.
So,
Okay.
how many new friends do I have?
Well, it didn't
You
go
got one,
exactly
Spike.
the way I thought.
No, I understand. Well, thanks for trying. I guess it's not surprising. How can you expect ponies who look like this to trust something that looks like this?
I think I might know.
So.
Spike, if you're done searching for the changeling, Starlight and I could use your help.
Oh, you're
We're working
pushing
on a
it, Spike.
protection spell for Flurry Heart, and no pony takes notes like you.
Actually, Twilight, I wanted to introduce you to my friend, a Crystal, Hoof! Crystal Hoof! My good friend, Crystal Hoof.
That works.
Nice to meet you.
Oh, well, it's nice to meet you too. How do you know Spike?
Oh, Spike and I go way back.
To the Equestria Games! That's when we met. We've been pen pals ever since.
Pen pals? Spike? You could have been using my pen pal quill set! What did you do?
Oh, I pretty much only write to him when you and Starlight are studying.
I like
Oh,
to
the
brag on my
pandering!
friends that I learned from Spike the Brave and Glorious.
Well, I'm sure Starlight and I can...
That was the I didn't listen
wanna spend
face.
time with your friend.
Great! Crystal Hoof promised to take me around the city.
That was amazing!
I told ya.
Okay, so is this gonna have a happy ending? Of course. Oh, you're friends with Spike, so you get attention too. Okay. So is this gonna have a happy ending?
Crystal Hoof is nearly as entertaining as Spike himself.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this place is everything I've ever dreamed of. But I can't keep pretending to be a crystal pony forever.
I just realized that cutie mark is the same as that crystalling urn.
Pretty soon, no pony will care that you're a changeling.
Spike! Twilight told me you were off with a friend.
Uh-oh. And Cadence doesn't recognize
Spike, the brave and glorious, is a friend of mine.
Uh-oh. Oh no, oh no.
She's so beautiful. There's so much love.
Oh no,
around her.
no, no, no.
Hi.
Oh no, oh no,
I'm so sorry. I can't stop.
Spike, get away from the changeling!
Wait,
And Spike's gonna protect.
You don't understand.
Oh, come
This
on.
changeling replaced your friend to get close to the baby. What other explanation could there be?
No, he didn't.
I don't know.
Spike?
Don't let the changeling escape!
How could you?
Yeah, me too.
Okay, Spike. Everybody makes mistakes.
Go find
Pull this
Crystal
back.
while we hunt down the changeling.
I'm pretty sure he doesn't want to see me.
Spread out! The changeling is probably still nearby.
And how would you even know? Come on.
Actually, I'm pretty sure he ran as far away from here as possible. But I bet I know where.
Back in the cave.
Max! Hello? I just want to apologize. I should have stood up for you. Oh, come on, Thorax. I know you're in here.
It was the rock.
Little help?
Why do you think I would help you? I'm an evil changeling.
Because you're my friend. I just wish I had been one to you.
There you go.
It's okay. I know it's hard. Everyone in the Crystal Empire loves you. I couldn't ask you to give that up for me.
You don't have to ask.
What are you gonna do?
What I should have done in the first place.
Okay, how are we gonna do this? What's the pitch?
I know it's bad that there's a changeling around, but is all this really necessary?
Yes, thank
If there's
you.
one changeling, there may well be a whole army on the way.
True.
That's
but
not
Starlight has
an
a point.
unreasonable
This is getting
thought.
a little out of hand.
I understand, but I don't know what else we can do.
Get Sakura up here. Alrighty then.
Mike, what are you doing? Get away from that thing.
No,
Nope.
he's not a thing. His name is Thorax, and he's my friend.
Yes. Is this a song? Does Spike get a song?
Would you say I'm a hero?
Yes.
Glorious and brave. If I told you something you wouldn't believe, that sometimes I'm scared and I can make mistakes, and I'm not so heroic, it seems. But if day can turn to night and the darkness turn to light, then why can't we imagine a changeling can change? No two ponies are exactly the same.
Except for the Royal Guards.
No two snowflakes ever match their design. And I thought I was strong, but I was nothing but wrong when I forgot to be friendly and But if day can turn to night and the darkness turn to light, then why can't we imagine a changeling can change? Would you say I'm a hero, glorious and brave, if I told you something you wouldn't believe?
Come on, Starlight.
This changeling, it seems, knows the real me and would stay by my side till the end. So if day can turn to night and the darkness turn to light, then why
Here you go.
can't we imagine? Just why can't we imagine? Then why can't we imagine a changeling can change?
Wow. Spike, man. What can I say? Oh, come on.
Spike, I'm so proud of you.
You are?
Of course. You're a celebrity here in the Crystal Empire, and you just risked all of it for a friend. I can't imagine anything more brave than that. As the Princess of Friendship, I try to set an example for all of Equestria. But today, it was Spike who taught me that a new friend can come from anywhere. I guess every pony still has things to learn about friendship, even me. And if Spike says Thorax is his friend, then he's my friend too.
Thank you.
On behalf of the Crystal Empire, I would like to extend my hoof in friendship, and I'm sure all of my subjects are eager to do the same.
Alrighty then. Oh.
Welcome to the Crystal Empire, Thorax. I'm sorry we didn't take the time to get to know you. Maybe we can change that now.
That'd be so amazing! I want to know all about friendship, and maybe one day I can take that knowledge back to the Changeling Kingdom. If my kind learn how to create love for one another, maybe they wouldn't have to take it from others.
To Spike the Brave and Glorious!
Foreshadowing?
Looks like you were right after all.
Right about what?
Friendship lessons can happen anywhere.
This is true. I wanted to see more Starlight and Sunburst though. Oh well. Kyle Rideout. You know what? Forget it. I don't even care about the Starlight Sunburst thing. Spike and the Changeling, man. Oh wow. Wow. This was incredible. 10 out of 10. I don't care. Arbitrary evaluation system. 10 out of 10. We've been waiting for this, and it was epic. Oh, and that song. Oh. That's fandom. I know you're not gonna let me down. I'm sure there's already remixes out there, but please do this. If there was ever a song that needed justice on the remixes, it is this one. Please, please, do your best. Oh. Spike for the win. What more can I say? I gotta watch this again right now. Forget it. I can't talk anymore. Gotta watch this. Gotta process. I will be back. Alright, well, I've had time to sit and rewatch this and think about this and chat with some friends about this, and I'm still just sitting here thinking, wow, what an episode. Definitely top 5 of this season for sure, and pretty much my top favorite Spike episode now. You know, it's kind of neck and neck with Gauntlet of Fire, actually, but man, just seeing this continued growth and maturity in Spike is just incredible. Before I get into that, I gotta say, you know, new writers for this episode too. You know, that's that's amazing in and of itself. For an episode like this, on a topic like this, I feel like you've got basically like one chance to not screw it up. You know, don't screw up the Changelings when we've been looking forward to this for so long. And you know, bring in new writers on top of it to do this episode. It's just like, is this going to be any good? But these guys have written for other animated shows that I've enjoyed watching, like Ultimate Spider-Man and some others. And yeah, coming into this show, especially in this late in the game, they nailed it. So, yeah, like I said, continued maturity for Spike. You know, we were seeing this in the Season 6 premiere, you know, just the whole thing with him and his celebrity status with the Crystal Ponies. So I still have a little bit of an issue with this whole idea of he saved the Crystal Empire twice, because the first time around it wasn't really just on him. He was more or less helping Twilight and ended up falling out of a tower, more or less. You know, at the end there, he didn't really do all that much. Or at the very least, he didn't do all of it. It was a joint effort, and I don't like that he is the only one getting credit for that and not also Twilight. But whatever, you know, it's not. I'm not going to dwell on that. The point is, he has a celebrity status, and you know that he's obviously enjoyed that to a certain degree. But I did like, you know, just going back to the Season 6 premiere, I like that he kept it in check a little bit. You know, he kind of, you know, basked in the adoration of his fans there for a short while, but then he, you know, cut it short because he realized that he needed to go help Starlight, you know, with reuniting with Sunburst and whatnot. That was more important. And, you know, that kind of continued in this where... yeah, okay, my thoughts are all jumbling together here. That continued in this, where he tried to actually disguise himself entirely so that he wouldn't get, you know, mobbed by his fans, and take away from, you know, the things that they were actually going there to do that were more important than that. You know, it's not to say he still didn't take some opportunities to actually, you know, enjoy his celebrity status a little bit. We especially saw that with the guards out when they were searching for the Changeling. I mean, Spike was basically given his own army. That has been a scary thought I've had from many times. Like, if Spike ever comes to power, what would he actually do? But, yeah, that was a fun little thing. Fortunately, that didn't get too out of hand there. But yeah, I said I just love the fact that he you know, he still enjoys it, which, you know, there's nothing wrong with enjoying some, you know, some adoration from others from time to time, but, you know, as long as you don't let it go to your head and detract from other things that are more important. And I feel like Spike has really started to find that balance here. And that this episode in particular, I love the fact that they actually finally took that and turned it into something awesome, where he's got this celebrity status and influence within the Empire, and he actually decided to use that to help push forward, you know, his case on, you know, the fact that they needed to give the friendship a chance for this Changeling. You know, after this Changeling revealed that he is actually kind of good. You know, he saved Spike's life, and was apologizing and whatever. Spike realized, hey, this is different from the rest. You know, I mean, before now, they really didn't have anything to suggest that the Changelings weren't actually evil. You know, other than that brief appearance in Slice of Life back in Season 5. And it lacked so much context, it's really hard to draw any conclusions from that. But, I mean, for all we know, this was probably the same Changeling. I'm going to assume it is. But, you know, from that alone, I guess you could say that, I think that added a lot to the headcanon about that there are Changelings out there that might not be bad, or at least this one, you know, and then they finally took that and expanded on that. So, but anyway, this is Spike. He really kind of put himself out there on this, and he could have easily lost the respect of the others in the Empire, especially if something had happened where Thorax, you know, and ended up succumbing to his more primal urges, as we saw him doing a little bit. If he had crossed a line somewhere, that would have kind of ruined any credibility he might have had. and then Spike could have, you know, by continuing to try and, you know, push for support for Thorax, it just could have gone downhill for him quickly. They could have decided he, you know, really isn't, he's not thinking straight, and he really isn't. It's like, how dare you, you know, make us want to be friends with the Changeling, and, you know, would have torn down the statue of him and kicked him out of the Empire and say, don't ever come back. You know, and things could have gone that way. So you really got to give him credit for kind of sticking his neck out with that and using his influence to try and push this through. But, you know, that's the way he's become. We saw this back in Gauntlet of Fire, where he's taking all these friendship lessons that he's learned alongside the main six all these years, and putting them to practice, and also, you know, taking a firm stand for something that he believes in. Back of Gauntlet of Fire, you know, he decided to stand up and you know, do what he could to protect his friends, you know, to save Equestria from the dragons. You know, here it was like, hey, this guy is legitimately deserving of a chance for friendship, and, you know, I'm going to do everything in my power. And he actually had some power for once. He's going to do everything in his power to, you know, give him that chance. So, again, I love this maturity of Spike, and that song. Oh, my word. I don't even know what to say about that, because it speaks for itself. I mean, it's the first real serious song we've gotten from Spike. I know he sang a couple brief lines in that one song for Twilight back in the Season 3 premiere, and there's also that song in the Christmas album, which doesn't really count for much here. So this is the first time as like a really, you know, heartfelt song with a solid message and whatever that was all on Spike. And wow, Kathleen Westlock, you nailed it. So yeah, this is great to see. And honestly, I did question a little bit how things were going to turn out with the whole, you know, disguising Thorax and then parading him around and, you know, getting him some friends and whatnot. So that could have gone badly too. I understand from the perspective of, you know, it's like, well, when it is revealed that he's a changeling, then you know, you've got some ammunition to say, well, you know, hey, you were friends with me when I look like this, so why should just the fact that my appearance change anything? Haven't I proved to you by my actions, which speak louder than words, that I actually am, you know, wanting to be friendly with you and not just, you know, attack you and whatever? But at the same time, the other side can argue that, well, yeah, but you deceived me in order to do this, so how can I trust that you aren't, you know, planning an attack at some point in the future, like after you've lulled us into a false sense of security, then you'll attack, or something like that, you know? So there was there was risk there as well, but, you know, ultimately it ended up turning out well. But and then yeah, I like the fact that after, you know, Spike just, you know, stood firm and put it all out there, Twilight was more like a princess than probably she's ever been. I mean, she went over and you know, understood where he was coming from and accepted his plea and went to support him and extend her own friendship to Thorax. And then that helped in convincing everyone else to change their attitude as well. You know, and she even noted that, you know, hey, I guess we've all got friendship lessons to learn, even myself still. You know, and that's true. We've all got lessons, you know, we need to learn. That will continue. We will need to continue learning until the day we die. If at any point you think that you've learned it all, then you're going to start failing, because that just isn't the way things work. So that was great. I did feel like the switch of everyone's else attitude was maybe a little bit too quick, especially Shining Armor, but, you know, time constraints and all, I get it. You know, I'm not going to nitpick on that. Just glad to see that they all finally, you know, came around. So so that's cool. I do just got to mention briefly the Pen Pal Quill set. I found that particularly humorous because of this comic, and I'm sure there's been others out there similar to that, but I'm pretty sure this is from back, like, around Season 3 finale time, after Twilight first transformed into an alicorn. It's like, yes, she has built-in quills now. I don't think, you know, I've seen this and maybe some other comics. I don't know if we've ever seen any acknowledgement in the show itself before that she does actually use her own feathers as quills. I mean, I think it's kind of implied that she does. I don't know that they've ever directly addressed it. So now, not only did they address it, but she actually, like, that she uses them, but she actually has, like, a specialty pen pal quill set. Oh, Twilight, you are so adorable. I love seeing her in her, you know, princess-like role where she's a wise leader and mentor type of thing, but there's still these bits of her, you know, dorkiness that come out and whatever. It's just awesome. Anyway, so I gotta move on for that. The changelings, though, man, so much to learn about that. I mean, it didn't go incredibly in depth, but there was a lot of cool things that I feel like we learned about them. They speak. I watched myself freak out over that afterwards. I'm like, oh my word. I didn't know if they actually spoke or if they just, like, hissed at each other. Like, I didn't know if they had an actual language. I mean, for all we knew, they were more like Borg drones, and they just have, like, a collective consciousness and don't think for themselves or whatever. And clearly they do. They can speak. They have individual thought, free will, apparently. That I wasn't sure. Now we know. So that was cool to see. We got to see how, you know, a little bit like how they're born, and they hatch from eggs, and they're in sort of a larval form or something when they're real young. That was new. Oh, and they can change into non-pony forms, like even inanimate objects, like the rock. Okay, now we know. It's the question of, can they or can't they? Well, no, I know for sure. Well, so now it is understandable why, you know, all the guards are rushing around and, you know, looking at all these random objects and whatever. You know, I had to wonder about that. All these guards running around like chickens with their heads cut off, trying to find the changelings. Like, you don't know how to find them. What good does it to run around and look? I was really hoping they would get Zagora up there, because as seen in the alternate timeline of the Season 5 finale, she had that green mud stuff you could smear on somebody, and they would, like, glow if they weren't if they were a changeling or some such thing like that. I mean, it's not that far of a stretch to think that she might have something like that even in the current real timeline, or the, you know, the canon timeline. And, you know, it would have been awesome to see Zagora again and see her outside of, you know, the Ponyville area. So, oh well, I really hope we get a Zagora episode again soon. She is way overdue. But anyway, I forgot where I was going with all this now. But yeah, oh yeah, so they can change into inanimate objects and whatever. And yeah, clearly they have some you know, carnal instincts in terms of they're wanting to, you know, suck the love out of things, because that's their source of energy or sustenance or something. But at the same time, they can choose to reject that, or, you know, go about it a different way at least. And it is interesting. It's like at first Thorax only wanted to try and you know, make friends with some of the crystal ponies, thinking that might be enough to sustain him, without, you know, actually attacking anyone and going overboard with it. You know, reasonable enough thing. But it was interesting at the end where he's talking about, like, now maybe he could, you know, go help spread friendship amongst his own people, his own society, and maybe they could sustain themselves rather than, you know, attacking others and such. And, like, I don't know if that would actually work, but it's interesting that the idea was just kind of thrown out there and then it moved along. I'm like, I'm just wondering if that's foreshadowing of something to come in the future, or maybe in the season finale. Ever since seeing the Changeling back in the premiere, I've been thinking that it is a very good chance we will see Chrysalis in the finale. So, and the Changelings. So we will have to see where that goes. Maybe, you know, is there going to be an all-out battle that will require Equestria's allies to get into things? And will Thorax be a voice of reason and change for his own society, and convincing them to change their ways? I don't know. I think there could be the makings of a really cool season finale there. We'll just have to see if that actually comes true or not. So, anyway, yeah, just fun to see some you know, actual canon background on, you know, what changelings are like and such. So, and just, I mean, it's long been questioned by the fans, you know, is it possible for Changelings to be good, and what would happen if they, you know, if there was a good one? Well, now we've got a little bit of an idea how that would look. So, and you know, as far as the moral goes, it's a really heavy one because it really hits close to home with what's going on in the world around us today. I feel like, and I want to be very careful with my words here because it's such a volatile topic. I feel like with things that are going on, I just basically want to say that, you know, it doesn't matter what group of people you're dealing with. I mean, whether you're talking about different races, different religions, different nationalities, different whatever. There's a lot of different people in the world, and in any group of people, there's, you know, there's good people and there's bad people. And so while we can't, I would just say that we can't ignore that there are bad people that would wish us harm and want to do bad things. You know, looking at this episode, that okay, we've got one good changeling, but there's still a whole army of changelings that probably do not share Thorax's sentiment, and especially Chrysalis out there too, leading them. At the same time, there are those that are good, and so, you know, like I said, we can't ignore the evil that is in this world. We can't. It does exist, and we have to be wary of that. At the same time, we have to be willing to give, you know, people a chance and not generalize things and hold, you know, the actions of, you know, many in a group against everyone in that group, because that's unfair too. So I really don't have a good way of saying like this is exactly how you deal with this in every situation. There is no good answer for that. There's no method that works in every situation. You know, there's a time and a place where it's very good to be suspicious, and at the same time, there's a time and a place when it would be best to, you know, to extend some trust and friendship to others and give people a chance. So, as I said, I can't really, you know, speak for any, you know, that there's really no way to make this work for every situation. It's just, you know, you take it on a case by case. But just, I think the main thing is this: don't generalize. That's the main takeaway from this. Just don't go to, you know, don't deny that there's evil, because there is, but don't assume that everyone is evil, because they're not. So I hope that makes sense. So and just to add to that a little bit too, just because we don't necessarily agree with other people doesn't mean on everything doesn't mean that we can't be friends. Again, whether you're talking about, you know, religious viewpoints or political viewpoints or anything of the sort, you know, people can have different viewpoints, but they can still have common ground, and we can come together as friends. And I think that's really what a lot of this fandom is about. Not everyone in this fandom has the same, you know, the same core beliefs and things like that, but you know, we can all come together on the common theme. We all agree on certain things, you know, and we all, everyone that's in this fandom, I would hope, you know, should believe strongly in the magic of friendship, and that's what I'm hoping we can all focus on here, because that's one of the most important things. So, anyway, I'll move on from that before I get too much deeper into that hole. I think that's pretty much everything I had to say. Just, Starlight and Sunburst, yeah, as I was kind of hoping we'd see a little bit more of them in this episode, but that would have distracted from the main focus of the story, so that's fine. Just briefly, though, I did note that Starlight appeared to be kind of happier in this case. Like, it just feels like she's kind of, you know, when she was talking with the Twilight about friendship lessons, she was more chipper, more upbeat. It's like she's not... She might be moving past some of the past guilt and kind of embracing these friendship lessons that she has to learn. So that's good to see. I'm encouraged by that. And then Sunburst, too, looks like he's obviously continuing the role of the Crystaller, which apparently is sort of a godfather or something to Flurry Heart. So, because obviously he's around. So that's good to see that he isn't reverting to old ways or to his reclusive self or whatever, too. He's playing an active role in the kingdom, which is great. So, yeah, hopefully we'll see more of those two again at a later date. So just have to see. But anyway, yeah, I think that's really all I've got in this episode. And wow, this has been another long commentary. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up here. But thanks again for watching, everyone. Again, I really had fun with this episode. I hope you did as well. And as always, I will be checking in with you again next week for the next episode, whatever it is. Until next time, see ya.